What we do here is go back.
Today, I'm going to show you how to fill in small holes, like from emblems, spoilers, whatever. So like in the last video, the material list is going to be very flexible, yet pretty big actually. So you're going to need, to start off, sandpapers, 80 grit, 120, 320. If you want to go finer than that, you can, but at this point, I'm just doing patch panels, like a little patch section, all over the car, fixing all the dents, because like I said in the last one, the car's eventually going to get completely repainted. So after sandpapers, you're going to need BONDO glass. BONDO glass is used to fill up to a ½ inch diameter hole. That's a pretty good sized hole. If you get the, I think they call it like BONDO hair or something, it's basically kitty hair. They say that'll do like an inch, or it's a $50 maybe, which is about an inch. That's a big hole to fill. Some BONDO, basically just as a top glaze coat to smooth everything out. You'll need some filler primer and a top coat just to help it blend in. Now the spraying part is going to be just like the last one. The prep's going to be just like the last one. Where it's going to differ is you're going to kind of have to put something behind it, and this stuff's a little bit different than this stuff. You know, the glass is different than the actual BONDO or the filler. So let's get started. First thing you're going to want to do is take all the paint away from these sections. I mean all of it. The BONDO glass is, I don't know if they rate it to stick into paint, but no, don't stick it to paint. 80 grit it all the way down. Now again, just like with the other panels I showed you, the other dents I showed you, don't go in one direction, go back and forth, different directions. Try to take the paint off as evenly as possible. So that's what we're left with. That's all nice and out. Now, to fill this hole, since the metal's real thin, it's not going to really give a whole lot of bond to it. So what you want to do is actually take this surface around these holes and move it down just slightly. And what that'll do is it'll give more of a layer around this top edge, so it won't try to sink in and fall through. You're going to also press just a little bit in to the gap, come through the back side if you can reach it, and kind of smear it on the inside. So it'll basically leave a circular disc on the inside and the outside of what's going to be left actually when we're done sanding. Now it doesn't take a whole lot to move the metal down in. You just want to move it down like probably where your eye won't even see it. Now if I had a hammer and a dolly, I'd use the hammer part and push it down, and I can't seem to find mine, so who knows. So I'll take this, kind of bump it a couple times. So you can tell that metal is so thin. It just bounces right back into place. But I think I got it to drop down. I mean, the goal is just to get it to drop down just slightly. Is gross. Oh yeah, look at that. Stuff separates pretty quick. So mix it in and mix it real good, or it's not going to work right. Again, it's probably way more harder than it needs. Yeah, way more harder than it needed. Let's work quick. Now the real big fun part is trying to get this in there without it popping through the back side. Because the way this trunk is done, you cannot whatsoever get to the back side of these holes without drilling a hole yourself. So what I'm doing, putting a slightly extra thick layer on this, being very careful. Like you'll see it bubbling, and that's fine. There. The idea is to get a portion of it filling a hole on the back side. So, like I was saying, now that it's hard and dry, your objective is to sand it down till that matches this height, because it's pretty high right now. So load up your 80, put your mask on, because you do not whatsoever want to be breathing this nasty crap. Real quick, with any sanding, like I've told you before in like the last video, cross hatch it, go different directions. The good thing about it, these things are so small, it's going to be really hard to not make them level. As a really quick precaution, I'm going to go ahead and throw down a tape line down here. Make sure I don't hit that body line. Next thing I need to do is be cutting through the paint a bit. Now at the point where it's at now, you're basically treating it like a dent. Like my fix-a-dent video or whatever you want to call it. The holes are filled, but it's still a little bit uneven. Probably because of the way I dimpled the holes. It's a little bit uneven, just barely. So I'm going to cover this whole area basically right here with some BONDO. Or a big area of BONDO. And then sand it down.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.